comes to putting money into these different tokens, this is what I want to say. The Binance Smart Chain tokens, they're very short-term gains. But when it comes to Ethereum, when it comes to Bitcoin, XRP, what else? Anything that has some kind of, I guess you have to research your coins. VeChain is also another one, but you have to look into what these coins want to do for the future. And if you see a long-term investment 5 years down the road, you could dollar cost average into these investments consistently, instead of putting, if I have $100 in my bank account, instead of putting the entire $100, I'm going to put a $20 into those investments. So I'm going to explain it to you through dollar cost averaging. And I just learned this technique recently, and it's one of the most pristine, I guess, strategies in the crypto space, because it's such a volatile market. So what, if you guys, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, we can. I can.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So so Binance gives you kind of like an idea of what dollar cost averaging is. It says invest each $100 investment each month. So as you can see, whether the market is up or down, it doesn't matter. You're still putting a certain amount into the market. What I would do personally, I think this, let me try to show you a different one. Hold on. Let me share this one. So if you have $100 that you want to invest over time, no matter if you can see, the second column is a share price. No matter if it's $26, $27, $24, you're still buying the same amount over time into that specific crypto. So for me, I dollar cost average into XRP, because with the SEC issues that they're having, I think something's going on in the Ripple space that I want to be involved in. I do this with Cardano. I do this with Ethereum. And I also take some of my profits from all these Binance Smart Chain coins, and I'm recycling it into the longer term coins. For me, I know I'm getting out of the market by September. And this is very important, because I forgot what they call it. I know it's I don't think it's a bloodbath. I think they call it the crypto winters, where it's just, it's a horrible mess of everything selling off. Everyone's taking profit. So I want you guys to be aware that we are in the midst of a bull run, but be aware that the bull run comes to an end sometime at the end of the year. But do maximize your profits as much as possible. So what David Lisiaga, the VP of Business, teaches is basically know what you need to survive for the month. Know the exact amount, whether it's to pay your car, your rent, utilities, whatever, groceries, add it all up, see what you actually need to survive for the rest of the month, and then invest the rest of it. Because this is the biggest, I don't even know, crypto's exploding right now, and you guys see it left and right. And with all these insane Binance Smart Chain coins, we didn't have this before. This is brand new, and people are just, putting so much money into these coins at this large rate with a lot of people, and making serious money with these investments. So over time, I want you to think about, for bigger coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever you really believe in, it doesn't matter. Crypto space, everyone has different opinions, but whatever coins you believe in, I want you to start dollar cost averaging the amount you have extra a month to put into these coins. Start putting in money consistently, whether it's 2 times a week, once a week, $25, $50 into different coins you believe in. That's all I want you to do. Whether it's up or it's down, it doesn't matter, because over time, if you see this coin 5 years from now being successful, that's all that matters.
Sorry,
Does
could I ask a
anyone-
quick? Yeah, sorry, if you don't mind, if I might ask just a silly question. In terms of the bull run, you say it's gonna come to an end in September. Is that because of a cycle in terms of where the crypto market is at the moment? Because I understand it's obviously not regulated. So what determines the belief that the bull run will end, and what happens thereafter?
That's a good question. So I went to this crypto expo recently in Miami, Florida, and they had these incredible speakers there. And one of them was Crypto Boy, I think his name was, or Crypto Boy. Not a boy, he was an older gentleman, and he was speaking about how September 28th is a very pristine, I guess, date for crypto. I'm not sure why. I think I have to do my research on why. But in 2017 was the last time, or 2016 was the last time that Bitcoin divided. So every 4 years, Bitcoin cuts itself, the amount that you can mine, in half. So that means that the scarcity rate of Bitcoin goes up every 4 years. So our last cut was in 2020. And unfortunately, the entire world went into a pandemic, and that drove the market down. But 2021, where we recovered, and we recovered in a very, very big way. But usually around September and 2017 in December is when the market really shot up. And then January, everyone started collecting profits. So if you weren't out by a certain date, you got messed up in that bull run. So it's very important that we get in now and start collecting before the end of the year. That's my belief. You guys could stay in, but I've seen the ups and downs of this market, and it's no joke. Like it's been going up and down now, but when the bull run ends, it's really going to go down.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for answering. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was going to say, like, on top of it as well, a lot of like businesses, and this is, quite self-explanatory, but a lot of businesses obviously work like January to December. So a lot of projections are based on by year end, like everyone wants to be out and enjoy Christmas, and you do find like a lot of market manipulation around the fact that up until sort of December, it's like rallied. And then everyone takes profits because they want to go relax and spend time with their families. And that is actually true. It's not kind of, it's very, the market is dictated by people buying and selling. And that's in Forex as well. And I'm like, Jay, I don't want to hang around with all my profits sat there, to see what might happen after December, when we know people take profits, and that's usually a pretty shady month,
right,
people to be trading, and up until that point. And that's another reason why I'm like, September, maybe pushing to October is where I'm like going to be really restricting. When we say taking profits and restricting, this is something I wanted to discuss today. It's like, we've established we don't take our profits out of crypto, but I wouldn't be leaving my profits in CumRocket for the rest of my year. Like I'll be taking profits gradually and putting it in something more stable, like Ethereum, ADA, Bitcoin, or even USDT. Which Jeffrey brought up on Friday on the call. If you want to take profits and you want that to stay at, say you take 10 grand profits and you want it to stay at 10 grand, but you don't want to take it out of Bitcoin, put it into USDT, because that coin never goes up and it never goes down. So you're never going to run the risk of losing your money. And like I just watched recently, there's Netflix Explained, really, like they're like 20 minutes. And one of them is retirement explained, and how like every month, I'm like, it was very American based. It was like talking about 401k, or, you know, but every month everybody puts a bit away, or pensions or whatever away for your retirement. And this is our retirement fund, but we're not going to be building it for the next 40 years. We want to see our profits in the next 2 years. So it's kind of like that whole mindset of entrepreneurship of, we work really hard, we scrimp by, we put all our money we can into this for the next, you know, few months, and it will pay off. You know, we can't really go on holiday or do much anyway at the moment with COVID, and that's why it's such a great time to invest, because your money is not really, it's just sat there anyway. But one thing I did want to show on top, and thanks for explaining that, Jay. Does anyone have any more questions on that just before we like move on? I feel like everyone's kind of cool, but
I just want to add something. You mentioned like Cummies and Cum Rocket, right?
Yeah.
So right now, when there's a bull run, it's basically the best time for startup companies or startup tokens that we're investing in right now to make profits and to get their companies off the ground. It's just like any cycle. Example, real estate. If you buy a property in the midst of a real estate boom, your property has a better chance of going up. So we want to get into these Binance Smart Chain tokens or Ethereum tokens now when the bull run is happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Just one other question that makes a hell of a lot of sense. So thanks for explaining. So what would happen often? So you put your money into USDT. I remember Jeffrey saying, I think you put into Coinbase.com, for example. So your money's kind of protected from that perspective, or your profits are at least protected.
Yeah.
So then I assume there's a cooling off period, and eventually we then go back into it when the market starts to tip again and go up. And then we'd start the process again. I don't know how long that period would be. I'm just guessing that would be the next step.
Yeah, exactly. I think ideally we would have had enough money that we could sit it in Bitcoin or Ethereum and it would build itself.
Okay.
This whole thing of let me put my whiteboard on.
But then I'll shut up after this, Sarah. I was just trying to figure it out in my head.
That's what today's about. Like, you ask as many questions as you want, but you know, the thing that you have is like the XRPs, or maybe not them, but more the Ethereums and the Bitcoins, is because the markets now, there's so much money in them. It takes a large amount of money to move them. And us with like a couple of £100 here and a couple of $100 there, we can't move, we can't gain from these little movements. So it's like a catch-22 really, is that Bitcoin's stable, but you won't make high returns. These coins are unstable, so you don't have to be in them, but you can still see pretty decent returns. So it's kind of like, you know, either way you're winning and losing depending on which one you do. So what we're trying to do, and this is what Jeffrey's always teaching us to do, is to invest in these smaller coins, take profits where you can, and then reinvest it into Bitcoin until eventually you're sat with, you know, 100K or 10K or 50K, whatever Bitcoin. So these little 3 or 4% movements are still considerably bigger, like considerably big to your larger amount of money. You know, if you've got, like if he's got 10 million in Bitcoin, if that's to go up like 5%, he's making quite a lot of money from it, you know. So it's like the long-term gain, and this is why it's so interesting. And this is why it's like, if you really take it seriously, if you know, if we meet every week and we're all talking and we're all investing and we're all being savvy, we can really win, because that's what the most savvy investors are doing at the moment. You know, and that this is our chance to like get a step up into hedge fund territories of kind of profits. And that's kind of where we want to be. And that's why I'm taking it so seriously and very committed to like buying my coins and doing what I'm doing. Like Jay said, decide what you need to live on, and everything else right now should be invested. Now, some people would probably sit there going like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, I'm not going to do that, but I'll put so much in a month. And that's absolutely fine. It's just that because these gains are so huge, like Jay said, there's not going to be much of this chance around, particularly because people, once we've done it once and people have proved they're going to make a load of profits, when the opportunity comes around again, there's, we're benefiting off the fact that there's not a lot of people in the markets as well, and that people are coming later and later, and we're early investors, and we can like optimize that to our advantage. So that's kind of a bit of background, but I did want to share about taking profits and what that kind of means. We all know while the market's down, you're buying anyway, like Jay just showed on her screen, and you're buying. And taking profits, this is something that I get confused about myself, because I think it's quite hard to know when to take profits. And that's why it's very important to understand the coins that you're buying in and looking at the values that they're at. So I'm going to take Pig Finance, for example. And Pig Finance, I think, I'm just seeing if I've got it on here, but I'm going to share my screen anyway. So again, ignore the dollar sign because it's £18, but I don't have it on my keyboard. I can't be able to find it. But I put like £18 back in this in like March time. It grew at its highest to, I think, around 2,500 just last week. And I was like, David, what do I do? I feel like I should do something, because what if it goes back down? And this is where we've got to be smart in that I don't want to remove that full 2,500, because the entry that I got at £18 or $18 was so early, and it's never going to revisit that level again. So I probably won't get back in at that price. So I'm going to take my top slice of profits. And I'm going to just really quickly show you on my spreadsheet. So let me see if I can share it. I'm really hoping that it allows me to share my spreadsheet, because this is where all the fun happens. Yes. So this is me, where I track all my coins. Every coin I've bought, every time I sell, every time I've swapped, I track it all on here, because it's really important to know. If I go down to Pig, here it is, the amount you bought, and how much you bought it for, and where you're at now. And the reason that I picked Pig is because I did it perfectly, in that I bought here at 0.1, there we go, £35, 35 or $35, whatever. And I got 1.4 billion for £35, okay? And this was when price was like really low. Ignore this one, that was just me testing something. But between the April 24th and May 10th, price went up, like I said, like beyond, it was right up at 2,500. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take 2 BNB out, which was about 800 to 850 pounds. And that cost me in Pig 242 million, which is great, because I've taken all those profits. So I've taken 800 out into BNB. I've gone and reinvested that amount, but I did leave a little bit, because this will have gone down to 1.2 billion, because I've taken out 242 million. So that was my overall balance. But then when the market went down, I bought more shares than I took out. I bought 367 million. So now this is actually gone from 2 to 5, and it only cost me 250 quid. And this is what we're kind of saying, is like, take profits when it's high, because you're going to reinvest it when it's low. And I just got a load more, like, look at the difference in the price and the values. And I've still ended up with more Pig overall. So my Pig is now worth, where it's sat in the bank at like 900 and something pounds. And I have put 250 pounds back in that. So my 285 pound investment has given me 800 pounds profit, which I took out. And also it's still sat there at triple what it is that I put in. But the main point is, for the exact same amount of shares. So that's what we need to do is, and that's why it is important to look at the charts and understand, you know, are we at an all-time high? If we have gone, this is, I'll show you on the charts. So this is where, like, us being savvy, and we can take this time while the market's down, you know, we can take some time to educate ourselves into understanding and buying more and all this. But let's see if I can get it. So when the you know, when that time happens, when the market start rallying and you seeing like it's going up 100%, you're like, oh my God, wow, what the hell's going on? What I am looking for is for price. So I can't really show on pic because it hasn't had a previous high, but this is a high that was first created. I am now going to be looking for price to, when the next peak, price to be coming between 0.000004 and 0.000005, because when it beats its previous all-time high, that's like, that should be alarm bells in the, wow, price hasn't reached this level before. Therefore, it's unknown territory. We've got no past data. We can't make an educated guesstimate, I guess, and do any actual real analysis on the charts, because we don't know what happens after this day. It could go up to 0.4041, and then it could drop, because look, that's what it did. It just touched over 4 and then it dropped. It literally dropped. Like, you had a window of opportunity of 24 hours to take that top bit of profit I was talking about before you would have missed your chance, because it went down to 3. And then you get people thinking, shit, I missed it. I was waiting for it. I didn't know how far it was going to go up, so I waited too long. So then you get people that take profits out at this and they still get a great return, but it's not quite as good as this point. And then you get people that panic because now it's really dropped, and they're bricking it because, well, they just saw their accounts go up to 2,000 and now it's back at 800. So then you get people that then take it around here, and you're not really getting a very good deal, because, you know, you could have entered here, and you're sort of breaking even. And that's not what we want to do. That's not our strategy. Our strategy is to secure profits while we can. And then we want to be re-entering. When some people are still taking their profits, we want to be buying more. And now it's trailed off completely, you know, back down. And that's why we say, unless you enter here and you take profits here, which is technically you're scalping the market, then you're day trading, you're buying here and you're taking out here. You want to take it all out. And that's, and this is something that I'm trying to help people understand, is that's fine to do. I'm not saying don't buy it, but my strategy, and I'm sure a lot of people's, you know, is this hodling of like, I want to get in here and then I want to wait and take profits here. If you want to get in here, you know, that's fine, but take everything out here, because what's the point in you holding that position when you could have got a much better position less than 2 days later, in that you could have bought here as your long-term play. So if you want to raise your capital, and again, sorry if this is a bit information overload, but if you want to say put $200 in here and then have taken it out here, then that's fair, because, you know, you would have made 100% on your 100% profits there, or 50% profits. So you could pull that all out and reinvest it here at a much lower price and have triple or more than, triple the amount of shares or coins or tokens, whatever you want to call them, than you would have had here at a much lower price. So when the next bull run happens, and let's have a look at a Come Rocket, because, you know, that has had multiple opportunities of taking profits, getting in. I think, let's see. Okay, no, it didn't. It's just had one. Trying to think what other one has. Maybe Safe Moon. But, you know, we can only learn from what these other coins have done. We can't kind of, you see, so Safe Moon has had two big bull runs. And you see, we never go back. Like, we got in Safe Moon around here. We never go back to that original position. But that doesn't mean that you can't enter, as we've said, like your entries are so important. For example, Viagra. David bought Viagra like an hour before me. And because it was so new, it literally went from 0 up to this 125 level, just let's say. I bought here and he bought here. Then price went back down. I managed to like buy some more like halfway down, but as it went up, it went back up to my entry and I was sat with 2B&B and he was sat with 50. And that's like why I really do advise that if you are wanting to do this properly and get a really good entry, because that's huge differences. And he only put the same amount of me and we put like 0.3 or something. That understanding the charts and understanding the real basics of market structure through the 2-week syllabus is really going to help you to have detailed conversations with me and David and Jane and your other team members and the people that you help as well, that you bring on, or just your own finances, in understanding like when and when not to be buying in the markets. Because if you can do this yourself, if Jeffrey calls a coin and you go on the chart and you can recognize, well, he called it and I only got to it 2 hours later and it's already done this. Well, I'm not going to freak out and I'm not going to buy now. I might just put $10 in case it is a huge bull run, but I'm going to wait for it to drop, and it will. The market always pulls back. What goes up has to come down. Like, it's factual in any of these markets. And that's why I'm saying it won't go all the way back down to here because we're in a bull market. So we're bullish. So we form higher highs and higher lows. If we were in a bearish market, let me think of a bearish coin. We would be forming lower lows and lower highs, which means that it would be coming below this level. But can you see this is higher highs and higher lows, because the lows are always higher than the previous low. And the highs, okay, they're not always higher, but they're getting, they're pretty consistently. You can see that structure it's this higher lows and lower highs. So I'll just write that out, but it's I think it's like day 3 or day 4 in the second week of the 2-week syllabus, and you've all paid for it, so you can go and watch it. But that's this kind of like, it's going like this, so you're going up, and then it's never coming back down. Bearish, it would be going like this, and then it would pull back up, and then it would come back down, and it would go like that. That's a bearish market. And that's why we're like, right now, even though the price is down, crypto is bullish, crypto is up, because you just saw on that chart that all the, admittedly, they're not as pretty or as equal as this, but this, when it pulls back, it's never going to below the previous low. And then it goes up like this. And then just to make it a little bit more realistic, it might go to kind of here once, or it might go here. And all these are, and it goes up. All these are this is your higher low. These are your higher lows. Oops. On this bottom bit, and these are your higher highs. And this is just giving you a second. Is giving you a chance to get in, a second chance to get in, a third chance to buy. You buy, and then this is right. Higher. My bad. Whatever I was trying to say there. Higher highs, not higher sells. This is where you're selling there. This is where you're taking that small slice of profit that you're saying, okay, it's gone up 3,000%. I'm going to take out. Like I always sort of, I'm not very good at doing it in percentages, but I took out like less than 1,000%, but I took about 800% out at the top. And that's where it's like really important to not get greedy, because I've screwed up where I haven't got greedy. I've been fearful, and my FEG at the top, let me share it with you real quick. My FEG, I was taking it out every time a little bit of price increase, like the tiniest, like I took 75, like 0.2 out. Why was I messing about doing all this? Yeah, it's great. I still made money from it. But if I'd have left it in and let it build and took a real high, like a real big high, then I would have been sat on a lot more profit than I am. And that's why I'm only trying to share my lessons so that you guys don't go and make the same mistakes that I did, because I want you guys to all sit with bigger wallets than me. So there's kind of a lesson on, sorry, Daryl, feel free to speak, but there's kind of a lesson on managing your investment once you've made it. Did you have a question? And that's fine if you do.
Yeah, sorry. So I'm just going to ask. So basically, the strategy is, because it doesn't look like the market's going to trace way down to below the opening price by the looks of things. So the idea is to take profit when it reaches the new higher peak, if you want to call it that. And then obviously when it retraces, you can basically buy, because you know the market's going to be bullish, at least up to September, as we know. So that you look for the low, you buy there, and then obviously wait for it to get to the high, and you take a slice of the profit, whatever percentage that's going to be. Exactly. And then you just keep the cycle going, just keep an eye on the charts then.
Exactly. That's exactly how to do it. So that's why it is important to keep an eye on the charts, because we all invest in a lot of different coins. Like Jay said, you know, we all have different ideas of what we want to invest in. You know, for some people, they might want to invest in like the porn NFT industry. Some people might want to do renewable energy. Like, we all have different ideas of what we want to invest in and what we put value on. So that's why it is really important to understand those basics, so that you can go out as investors and find your own coins and get in first. And you know, and it takes time but to learn, but you know, that's entirely your choice, because that's something you'll be doing for the rest of your life. That's not just over the next 3 or 4 months. This is now like something we're going to be doing forever, and researching these coins and projects and stuff. Now, at the same time, Jeffrey and David, I mean, David sits a lot, like, you know, him and Jeffrey really take their time, and you know, I know Jay and people do as well, but for Epic, they take out that stress of researching coins. You just have to make sure that you enter at the right time. So if they post a coin for you, they've done all the research, they've ticked all their boxes, all their checks, and you can invest knowing that like they're investing in it too, and you just have to get your right entry. And that's your responsibility with that, is to get your right entry and decide when to take your profits. And that's why I just wanted to show people that. So when Jeffrey does call new coins and you're like, okay, I need to buy this, I'm going to go look at the chart and see where it is. Is it at a peak? Is it in a trough? Am I able to get my best entry? You know, and that's why this cost dollar averaging of, you know, if it's a really new coin, I don't put more than 0.1, 0.05, because I don't know what's going to happen next. There's no back data, there's no history to try to make some kind of reference, you know, inferences on what's going to happen next. Then as the coin starts to build and say, I've seen my investment double, then I'm like, okay, now is a time to think about investing some more. But what I won't do ever again is put, unless this is your minimum amount, is kind of 200, 300 pounds in just one coin and leaving it, unless it's Bitcoin or something, which, you know, is going to be fine. So with that being said, that's kind of, you know, again, just more strategy on us building on, you know, like last week we talked about like our initial investment and how much we want to put into this, and how we are then going to feed that through these new coins and invest into farms. And, you know, it's just like a constant recycling of cash that you initially started with. And different people are going to be at different levels, because, you know, everybody's got different incomes, and, you know, and that's fine, because we're going to build at the same rate. But, you know, I try to send you the coins that David's about to post to Epic before he posts to Epic, so you guys can get in before, you know, 40,000 plus people, excuse me, see that coin and then they all buy it because they don't know this lesson like what we're doing. So they all go and buy it and push the price up, and we get rewarded for those purchases, and we benefit as well, which is just kind of, you know, something that we're doing because it helps us all. Now, you want to just get in as early as possible with those to get those benefits. So does anyone have any questions on that so far?
I just want to say thank you for that.
No,
Because that's very, very kind, and we're very grateful. At least I'm very grateful for what you guys do in that respect.
Oh, cool. No, of course.
Appreciate it, Sarah. Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing.
Of course. So what was I going to show next? So I think that it's probably worth discussing buying a coin. So David sent out Dogina and Save Pluto.
Yeah.
So sorry, I just got a message through, right? So I'm going to share my phone screen, and this is for people who have not bought coins yet. We
Like me.
Yeah, we have to walk through it step by step. Let me just share. So we have all got Trust Wallet, and we have all got BNB in our Trust Wallet. And BNB is, if we've got normal BNB, looks like this. I'm probably going to have to take this off, but I know this recording won't go further. So BNB right now, if you have not already done this, when you get your BNB into your Trust Wallet, you need to go to More, and you need to swap it to the Smart Chain. You click swap to Smart Chain. I think it costs 0.0004 to do it. So if it's saying you know you haven't gotten you can't do it, you haven't got enough BNB, just put down the amount in here to like 75% instead of the full 100, so that you've got enough to pay for the fee for the BNB to be swapped to Smart Chain BNB. So when you've done that, your Smart Chain BNB will come up like this in the black gold diamond. And we're just going to quickly grab a code. So I've got one. I don't know what that one is. Okay, I'll do that in a second. But what we want to do is, if you haven't already, but everybody should have a browser tab, or it might say D app if you're on an Android, and it's at this bottom bit here next to wallet. This is what when people say do it in your Trust Wallet, this is what they mean. They mean go to the browser, and it's just like Google. It is literally just like a Google search. So for anybody new, I've got bookmarks. You know, you probably won't have it, but they're all here. Like you've got Uniswap, which is mainly for Ethereum, and you've got pancake swap, which is for the Binance Smart Chain. Those are the two ones you'll be using. So if Jeffrey's like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to think, Kishu Inu, that's on Ethereum blockchain. So you want to use Uniswap, and you can see in the top right, top left here, that there's a little Ethereum sign, and that means you're on the Ethereum blockchain. So if I'm like, make sure you're on the right network, I mean, check in this left-hand corner, because you might be on the Ethereum Classic. 9 times out of 10, you'll be on the Ethereum and you need to switch to Smart Chain. So if you get error messages, it's because this is not correct. So go to Pancake Swap here, because this is the one that we want to use for the Binance Smart Chain. In the top right here, it will say connect to wallet. You just click it. And again, make sure that you're on the Binance Smart Chain. If it's saying we can't identify, or Smart Chain error, or something, I don't know what it says, but it says something along that. My dad had it the other day, and I just told him, even though it said that he was on the Binance Smart Chain, he just went and clicked it again, and it worked for him, and it refreshed it and reset it. So there's just a couple of troubleshooting for people starting. The exchange is literally self-explanatory. You trade the tokens. you've got your BNB at the top, so you can just click max, or you can change it to 0.01, and that's say like $7, I think.
Yeah, that's right. And 0.02 at the moment is just on $12 or something like that, or $11 something.
Got you. So then 0.1, I'm trying to work out because I was having GBP. It's probably about like $65, $70. So for me, I don't, on new coins it's 0.1 or 0.101, or if it's something that I'm a bit late into, it's probably a 0.25. And those are the sort of numbers that I work with in my wallet. Again, my wallet is like, my sort of BNB remaining is low, but I like to buy a lot of coins. I think I've got over 70 coins. If it's really dependent on what you want to do and what you want your finances to do. If you want to buy every coin that I've got, then if you've got 70 coins and you're doing it not 0.1, then just know that that's going to cost you what it is going to cost you. So you go to here, you click the BNB, and you choose the coin or token that you're going to swap in. And 9 times out of 10, we're always going to be swapping BNB into something. But you can do it the other way by, if you want to swap Smart Akita into BNB, you just flick it around the other way. So we're going to do, and you can always click this button and it moves it for you. So we said we're going to do, let's have a think. Well, we could do Pitbull. Yeah, let me get you the code for Pitbull.
Do you like Pitbull as a project?
It's one of those that I didn't believe in, but I bought it because David did, and then it took off. Whoops. So, and then I've seen it go up, and then I think this is there.
I feel like all the dog coins are just rocketing.
Yes. I'm going to
insane.
show you that one thing I really like is when someone spent time to make a decent
Right. Oh, that's nice.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I actually really like their website. So why are we interested in Pitbull? And it's a really good question, because I might not believe in the project, but I might like the tokenomics. And the tokenomics simply means, and sorry if this is a lot, but again, write it all down. What's the perks basically of earning this coin? What are they giving to you as, being an earner? So they're saying that 2% is free redistributed to all holders, including backcall. So every time there is a transaction, which means buying, selling, or transferring, 2% is distributed across all holders. The black hole is the burn address. The burn address is basically every time the transaction happens, some of the coins get burnt, they get destroyed for eternity or for so many years or months. And that's to kind of help keep the market deflationary. So it stops all these coins being in circulation and price not, when coins are taken away, price goes up because there's less of them. So it's kind of like a management tool within a decentralized finance environment. So 2% is redistributed to everyone, which is cool. This could be 10%, it could be 5%, it could be 1%, but they tend to be around 2 to 5% really. So fee on, so 2%, I'm hoping I'm going to know all these things, but liquidity accumulation, fee on sell trades added to the liquidity pool by smart contract locked forever. Okay. So that's really important that this is locked forever, because when you add in money to the liquidity pool, that's where the farming comes into play. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Jay. I know you know a lot more about this, but so that means that the liquidity that the coin actually has in its pools is every time someone sells, 2% of that is given to those pools. And the more money in the pools, the higher price goes and the better APR we get. So that's that explained. Like I said, like 50% burn rate. So that's 50% burnt to the black hole. So normally they do that on launch, that when they launch, they immediately disregard 50%, they get rid of 50% of total supply. And like they say, it's getting bigger from the fees. So again, that just helps regulate a little bit the markets. So price at the moment per billion. So if you wanted to buy a billion, it would cost you that. There's 165,000 holders, 1,000 holders. Is that right? Yeah. So again, that's a huge number. This coin's only been out just over a month, and already 165,000 people or investment people or whatever have decided to purchase this coin and hold it, which, you know, is a lot of people. Has a market cap of 37 million. God knows. Anyway, yeah, billion. So we know that the supply is pretty fruititious. Like we're not going to reach that probably anytime soon. The total supply is, I think that's decillion, is it? So we've got loads of coins, but look, they said 50% has been burned. So we've actually only got half of that. There we go. 56, whatever, I'm not even going to try to work that out, has been burned. A lot has been burned. That means it's been removed from circulation. And that means there's 43 whatever circulating supply. That means that's sat in people's wallets or is in the market on the exchanges and is available or in people's wallets. So these are all really like interesting things to understand about a coin, because this is what's all these, you want other people to buy your coin that you've bought because that pushes price up. So if it's attractive to you, then 9 times out of 10, it's going to be attractive to other investors who are also buying it. And that's really important. And this is why, you know, I may not believe in the Pitbull project, but I might like their tokenomics, and I might think, well, other people like their tokenomics, so therefore I'm going to invest because I believe that other people will put value on this. So that's kind of understanding what it is that we're doing. They also, coins usually have a roadmap, which again is quite interesting because, you know, if you buy in March, well, the price went up in April, and look at all that they did. They listed on CoinMarketCap, Whitebit. You know, they launched their NFTs, and we know how much everyone loves a weird NFT at the moment, which is awesome because that says to me, well, it's been verified, so it's a legitimate project. I'm not going to get rug pulled or anything. That means that everybody can see it, even people that are not as early into it. Now price is going to go up, and we just witnessed that. And in May, they're going to come through on their charity commitments, which again, if people start seeing, oh, who donated $1 million to the animal shelter? Oh, it was Pitbull. Oh, it's Pitbull. Oh, it's a token. Oh, how do I buy it? I want to invest in that. So again, it's just more reason to invest in that coin. And then they give you a long term of where they're going next. So they're going to get products, and they're going to put some more money into marketing. And then in October, they're actually going to look at a governance process. So I'm like, cool, this project checks out. The website's nice. They've taken time to make a website, which some coins don't. Other people can find this really easily. It's not complicated, and it's very clear on what they're doing. It's been audited. There's papers, so that shows that an external body has also checked this out and agrees that they are running this project smoothly. So I'm up for buying it. So you want to get the contract address. So I'll post it in the chat now. David just messaged me, Hummingbird just took off. Like, I'm so gutted I didn't buy into that. I should have bought into it, but never mind. This is the Pitbull contract code. So you're going to go back to your pancake swap now. And this is where you're actually going to undertake the transaction. So I just screen share.
Sorry, Sarah, while it's crossing, where could you just show us where you save the contract code as well? Because I've tried to find out where simple thing like just keeping in your directory.
Yeah, of course. So usually
Thanks.
they're on the websites. It just
Okay.
it's my what's the word, clipboard or whatever they call it, automatically. But you can click buy now, and this one takes you to Bogged Finance, which is what Jeffrey uses, and it's already set up for you. If you don't know what the website is, you kind of know roughly what the name is. You want to go to BSC Scan.
Yeah.
And search. So if I put Pitbull into here, there's a lot of like random other ones, and you've got to be careful to get the right one. But I know the logo is this little Pitbull, so I know it's this one. And again, all information, all analytics. I can go and look at the chart here, see what's going on. And but the main thing is I can get the contract code right here and just copy it here.
You're showing the website now, obviously.
Sorry, my bad. I forgot to switch.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Cool.
There we go.
No, I think
I'll really quickly share it. Sorry. So BSC Scan, type in Pitbull here. I know that the logo, so I'm going to click that one. And then it has the contract ID here. So I just copy it here. Takes me to the website so I can check like that was the website we were this was the website that we were just on. Yeah, cool. It's the right one. And like I said, I can go look at the chart. I don't like this chart because I don't think it's very clear, but I can see, that this matches up to what I think it is. Once I've got the contract code, I can take that now back to Pancake Swap and put that into my search bar here. So this is at the top here. So I copy and pasted it in. When it comes up underneath where it says remove for me, it actually says add, and you can add it to your shortlist. So every time you don't need to get the contract code, and you can just pick it. So what we're going to do is we will put that down. So we want to buy like 0.1. So cool, we've got it set up to purchase. And the last thing that we need to do on this page is next to where it says exchange, there's like a little toggle, and this means settings. So it's here on the top right. Your slippage tolerance. Now this is the amount that you need to give, and the amount that you need to allow for all those tokenomics we just witnessed to be taken. So it was 2% and I think 5% or something. So you kind of like, you want to try and get away with say like 6%. Let's see if it'll let me do it at 6%. So you go to swap, click confirm swap. Cool, it went through at 6%. So that means that 6% of my 0.1 BNB is going to be taken to go and pay all the other holders and go to the black hole and all this. So 6% works. Will 3% work? Confirm swap. Right, no, it's saying it can't estimate the gases. It's not the gas fee. It's not going to work. So you need to put that back up to whatever it is, which it is 6. So we're fine. Cool. Another thing on this page is it says price impact on this bottom bit down here. Now, if you're trying to put a coin through, that's, look, it's on Smart Akita, it's up at 2.62%. If you're trying to put a coin in that's new or it's relatively low and it's coming up with price impact 52%, that means that you only stand to get half of your BNB amount. So that means that price is so volatile that you might put 0.1 in, but the amount you actually receive in Smart Attica could be as low as 50%. lower than what it should be in a non-volatile situation, which is important because that says to you, well, this coin's unstable, so I'm going to only put 0.001 or 0.1 in, whatever it is that you can get through, but it's quite important to be aware of that. So we're going to buy our pit bull. So we go to swap, and we're happy with that. Like, we think we're getting a good price. We confirm, and on this swap page, now if you're struggling to get it through, i.e. you're getting transaction failed or error in your Trust wallet, this top right hand side here is a settings toggle, and at the top it says gas price, and this is your actual price for your BNB. So did you see that number just changed? So it's very minimal. So if I put that down to 2, it goes down to 18 pence. If I put that up to 10, let's put it up to 20, then it goes up to £1.81. So when the market is swamped and it's taking ages for your transaction to go through, increasing that gas fee means that the miners will prioritize your transaction because they're getting more for it. So you jump the line of everyone else that is just leaving it on 5 or less. If it's a busy market and this is automatically at gas price at 5, I normally put it up to 10 because I'm quite happy to do 90 cents. Like, it doesn't bother me. Or 90 pence or whatever you want to look at it. That's not really a big deal for me. And then you click send. I'm not going to do it because I'm really particular over saving my BNB, but you click send and you go to your wallet, and the token will come up. So I was showing Pitbull. Here he is. And it comes up with your amount and it'll show it. Now, if you cannot see on your home screen, you've just bought a coin, you're like, oh my God, where is it? It's not there. It might be because it's just not registered yet. So you click up here, you enter the contract code here, or you start typing it, and it will come up with the token, and you can toggle it on or off. So if you wanted to show someone your wallet and you only want to show them your FEG balance, you can go and toggle all these off, and they won't be visible in your wallet. So that's how to buy a coin and troubleshooting as well along the line. So that's really all you're doing. If you want to, when we say take profits, you go to pancake swap, you put Pitbull in the top, and you swap it out how much you want to swap out. So, if you want to swap out half of that, so we're saying like it's 0.27, so we want to do 0.1. So I only want to swap out this amount, which gives me 0.09. You approve it, and then you click swap, and that's how you take your profits. You can use BUSD, USDT. You can swap it straight into that if you want. If you just want to keep the amount as it is in dollars. So that's how to buy a coin. So hopefully that helped a lot of people who are just, oh, that's how you do it, or for people that are new. The next thing we're going to talk about is farming, because I love farming. And one that I'm very interested in doing, because one thing, farming is great providing the price doesn't drop. Because if you go and put $20 worth in Jaguar swap, and Jaguar is $20 a coin, so you get one coin. Well, if that coin goes down to $1.60, you've lost that £18 or £19, £18.40. So it's really important that we look at a mixture of stable coins, as well as these sort of higher risk ones, so that we're equaling out our risk. And let me see if I can pull it up on here. Farming is literally, you are creating crypto by giving 2 of your cryptos or 1 of your cryptos, if you're going to do a pool, to a coin, You're going to put that amount up, you're going to stake that amount, and they'll reward you for giving that up. So let's see if I can just find, yes, here we go. So one I haven't shown yet, but I am very interested in is Goose Finance. I really love Egg. Egg's a great coin. It's very, very stable. It stays between $9 and $12. No, $9 and $15. So it's quite a nice coin. The project's good, yada, yada. But what we're more bothered about is, and everyone can see my screen, right? Yeah. The APR and what they want for that APR. So 239% is still amazing. You know, if you were to, if I had my, I don't know, if I had a pension and I had 100K in that pension, I would absolutely be putting it in here right now, because that is going to exceed any other return rate. Plus, I know Egg and BUSD is a very stable investment. The higher this is, the more risky it is that price could change, or you know, that it's a new project, so it's not built up trust, I guess. So what am I getting for that? So every $1,000 I put in Egg and BUSD, so that's $500 in each coin, I'm getting 0.66 coins a day. So if I was to put $1,000 in Egg and $1,000 in BUSD, I would be getting like 1.2 Egg a day. So, you know, I'd be making $10 a day basically. When this fluctuates, but it doesn't really move much. So, you know, if you've got like a large amount of money that you don't want to lose, but you still want to get some returns, something like this is very comfortable and stable. All you do is you click unlock wallet and attach it to your wallet. You go to trade, and you want to go to liquidity. Because what you need to do is, you're going to make sure you've got your coins, your BUSD and your Egg in your wallet first, because then you're going to go to liquidity and you're going to add BUSD and Egg to create Egg BUSD, which is going to go in the farm. And that is the token that you've created, the mixture of these two to go in the farm. And this is how you do it through liquidity. So this is essentially like a pancake swap. I think it is pancake swap. It's just through Egg. So for every 100 BUSD, which is about right, because this is the same, this is like one BUSD is $1. So 10 Egg is equivalent to 100 BUSD. So, you know, if we're putting 1,000 in, we need to have swapped out 100 Egg. And of course, it would just come up as swap or add liquidity. You go to your farm, and this unlock wallet button is basically, it says stake Egg BUSD now, and you stake it. And then there's no fees, there's no deposit fees, so you're all good on that. But you want to, you'll see your Egg earned increasing as time goes on. When it gets to a certain amount, or if you want to take it out, or you want to buy more coins, you just click harvest, and that's all you do. So this is a very stable one. This is like a super secure savings account. You know, you're not going to worry much. Like, you're going to still get over the year. For every 100K you put in, you're going to get 200. You know, so you're really going to get a decent return on that in the long term, in the long run. Something more risky, which we're quite big believers in at the moment, is Pulsar. Pulsar is down at $1.40. It has been up at $80 at one point. And again, it's the same process, but the APR is 3,200%. So you're going to get 62 Pulsar a day. So that's $62 per $1,000, just over 62. So, you know, it is more risky because the coin's new, price fluctuates, they're not established yet, but you are going to get a mad return on that. So, you know, if you want something more risky, there's Pulsar. I have a lot of money in Panther Swap. There we go. Again, I got in, the reason that I like this one is because I got in when it was $1.20, and it's gone up all the way to $5 a coin. It usually fluctuates around $2.20. So it would be a great time to stake in some farms right now, your Panther, because you're getting it at a low rate and chances are it will always go up. I like the APRs, you know, 1,000%. So I make a couple of $100 a day from a stake in Panther BUSD. So Panther fluctuates, BUSD stays the same, and I do Panther BNB. I know BNB is, I bought my BNB when it was very low that I've staked. So I'm quite happy with those two farms for me. And obviously I've talked about Jaguar swap as well. There's loads of these, loads of farms. Again, still really good APR. Price is down at the moment. So APR is slightly down. This is usually more at like 2,000%. But price will, you know, will go up. They also do a lottery. So you can always add a Jaguar lottery ticket here. So those are just a few. Another one that we liked was Labour. Price is down, APR is not so good. I'd rather put it in something more stable, like Cake. But the Lab Finance, again, has a really good, look, price is down at 27 cents. It usually is around 77. So, you know, be careful when you're taking your money out, because if you put it in at 70 cents and you're taking out at 27, that's quite a large difference. Now, if you don't want to stake, I mean, it's still really good, 629% APR, that's still great. If you don't want to put two in, or you want to put the Labour that you make, or the Panther, Jaguar, whatever, you want to squeeze just that extra bit out of it, you can add one token into a pool. So on Labour, you're getting 115%, 114% APR. Egg, we used to do egg a lot here because you get 301. What's the point in putting Ethereum in when you're getting 28%? Like, no one wants to do that when you can get 301%. So, you know, just have a little look, see what you're comfortable with. But everybody should be farming. I know on this call that everybody's relatively new, but I know that everybody on this call should absolutely be farming crypto, because if you can put a couple $100 in it, you know, you're just making money for free when it's just really sat in your bank account. So that's kind of an overview of farming. Again, if we go to Pancake Swap, you can farm on Pancake Swap itself, so you know it's really secure, and you can stake Cake BNB, which is only, again, 56% APR, but Cake is a great coin. You use it, you know, it's what fuels Pancake Swap, so you know it's going to be pretty solid. There's some bigger ones here, 200, 300% APR if you want to buy these coins. But again, the reason these APRs are larger is because price fluctuates a lot in one of these coins. So it won't be BUSD, so this OIN, you know, that will fluctuate a lot, and that's why that's higher than, say, Cake, which doesn't. But the great thing about the egg one, the one that I really like, this egg Goose Finance, is that once you've farmed your egg, you can click it to automatically stake it for you into producing Cake. So, and it does it automatically. You don't have to keep coming back and harvesting it every other day. So that's a really handy thing, that you're then getting this 200%. And then I can't see where it gives you the option, but David showed me because I missed it. But oh, they call it nests. That's why. But you can it'll automatically make Cake for you. So that in essence is a farm. Hopefully that gives people an idea. of what we're kind of doing here and how we're generating funds. Our short-term strategy really is to be making $2,000 a month from farms. So we want to keep putting that money into the farms until we're equaling that a month. And then on top of that, we've got all our coins that we're investing in and making money from. So for example, if we were to do, like I said, let's do Panther because I do Panther Swap. If we were to look at Panther Swap, currently, Panther BUSD, we're making 19-20 Panther a day. So, 20 Panther a day, 20 times $1.66 is $33 a day. So we know that if we want to make more than that, that would give us 1,000. So we need $1,000 say a month. So we need to double that. So we would be looking to put $2,000 in here, which would give us our $2,000 a month. That's at its lower price. Obviously, price can go up and up. So some weeks will do more than the average rate, and other weeks will do less. But I do think Panther is stable and it hasn't gone below $1.20. So again, you can check that on the charts. You can have a look what's going on and see what's happening listings here. So CoinGecko, like the fact that it's on CoinGecko, which is usually the last one for it to be added to, fills me with a lot of confidence that this isn't going anywhere and that this is probably what we're going to get for the year, if not more. So that's something that I like to check. You can also get a referral link as well. So if you want to share your referral link, then you get 1% of your friend's earnings as well. So there's lot to chew on there. Does anyone have any questions? Does anyone want to go through any coins or the list or any new ones?
Sorry, I've got a question. The two coins that David emailed through today.
Yeah.
When is he going to be publishing that to the rest of the Epic group? Because he said normally it's about 2 days, I think.
Yeah, if you've got an email, then it's already, that's it, gone to Epic group.
Okay, all right.
In the chat last night.
Yeah.
But don't worry if you missed it. Just check it before you get in because it might have increased just off the bat from Epic buying it.
Yeah, and about the farms as well. Just an odd question. Might be a silly one. I know when it brings up the value for the investment side. So, for example, in $1,000 and $1,000, for example.
Yeah.
Are those just indicators, or is that a minimum investment, for example?
No, it's just an indicator. You
okay.
Like $10 in. You can.
All right.
Want,
that makes sense.
It's just an indicator, just so you can kind of work it out easily.
Okay, so that's just like a marker. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then last question on the farms as well, a bit out there. Maybe Jay can answer this one. So the one coin is stable, which is obviously, for example, the BUSD, if I'm standing correct there. And then the other one is obviously the token itself. That's the one that fluctuates. So again, I keep harping back to the September issue. So forgive me. Would this affect the farms that you invest in as well? For example, when this sort of reset, if you want to call it that, or when the profit taking takes place, will this affect your farms as well? I would assume it would.
Yeah. So if people are taking profits, i.e. selling, then it's going to push price down, which affects the APR because it's linked. So that's why I'm saying don't put your money in when price is high, because when you go, if you did want to pull it out in an emergency or whatever. But the main thing to remember with the farm is that, like I said, if you put it in low and then you farm, you'll still always make money from it, even when the markets are low. If you'll still make 46 tokens per day, providing that APR stays the same. So you're still making your money. So probably you may find that in more of a what's the word? a bearish market, when things start to sell and things are looking on the downside, that people actually put more money into the farms, and that would push their individual prices up. And that's, you know, although the whole market is naturally down, and this is why it's great to have loads of coins, because I can look in some coins that are still up 70, 80%, while others are down, you know, 30, 40%. So I'm like, cool, well, it all kind of equals out at the moment. So you might find that people prefer farming when the market's down, because they know they're actually going to get something for their money and it's still working for them, as opposed to sitting in a coin that's down. So we're not really sure, you know, that there's possibilities based on what I think might happen. But yeah, it is something to be aware of, Darren, and that's why it's great, again, because the more you learn about farms and the more you learn about different coins, the more you can spread your risk by having it in multiple farms instead of having it all pinned on one farm. And that, you know, you do need, if you're going to do it properly, like you do need one like the egg or pancake that is quite solid, and then having these more riskier ones like Pulsar and Jaguar Swap that are lower down, that are lower in value, and then, you know, huge APRs.
Oh, cool. That makes a lot of sense. Thanks for the explanation.
All right. But yeah, I mean, the general overall idea is that we create this regular income for ourselves through the farm, so we can go and invest in new coins, and also be building up a portfolio of the more dominant coins like XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and ADA, because we're trying to get equivalent of, you know, two Bitcoin, which are Bitcoin's around 40-50K, so that would be 100K's worth of Bitcoin holdings. When you have that, then you can go and do things in the real world based on the fact that you have that amount in Bitcoin. You can take loans out, you know, you can go and create more fiat, more normal money for yourself, because you can go and get funding and financing based on your crypto holdings, which then puts us into going from, we've just invested and we're now entrepreneurs. And that's why I kind of always have, like, I stole this from Dominique, but her affirmations are like, I am an investor first, I'm an entrepreneur, and I help people. And that's kind of how we're doing it, is we're investing first, we're making ourselves an income, and also putting together a Bitcoin portfolio. We're then going to be an entrepreneur, and David said this on his call the other day, is homework to go and look at businesses that you want to invest in, for when that point comes, and you can go and get loans, and then you can actually become an entrepreneur that way. And then the final, no worries, Jay, thanks for your help. You know, and then the final step is like, right, we're going to help others and do more charity based or share our network marketing methods. So that's kind of the grand plan. But everyone's different. That's just what we're doing.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a fun homework, is to think about, like, what would you, when you have 100K's worth of Bitcoin and your wallet is just functioning itself, what do you want to do? Do you want to, like, go and invest in businesses? Like, what businesses, finance businesses, or are you going to invest in stocks? Like, what you're going to do next with your money is always good to have an idea of, because it keeps you very focused on you know, an end goal of that. When you are taking your profits, you are thinking, right, well, I've just took 2 BNB profits, I'm going to put 1 BNB back into my Binance wallet, and I'm going to put 1 BNB in my long-term holdings of ADA. The reason that we love ADA, which is I forgot what it's called now. Cardano, that's the one. Because they're going to launch their own network in August, September time, like Binance, Ethereum. So I'm buying up ADA now, because I know that the price could do a Binance where it's gone from like $70 a coin up to 600 in like 2 months. So I kind of split my holdings across ADA and and reinvesting it into BNB to buy more coins.
Yeah, I think I'm looking now, it's 5th on the list on crypto.com at the moment with ADA. So I'm hogging the call here. Sorry guys, I'm asking a lot. I'm like probably the newest member on here, so I'm sorry if I'm hogging the call. My fellow South African Neil is on the call as well. So, and I know he helped us out the other day, or at least helped out Steve the other day. I just listened in to try and just get some education there. So I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, guys, please,
That's
tell me
cool.
to shut up as well.
You're asking questions that other people are probably going to ask as well. So you're doing us all a favor.
Awesome.
Well, guys, I don't want to keep you any longer. I've kept you longer than I wanted to. But Darren, if you do want to, if you want to try and have a look yourself at buying your coin, but if you're like, oh, I'm stuck, just let me know and we'll just jump on a Zoom. But yeah, hopefully we can get you in some coins today.
Yeah, I actually do, but I'm going to let everyone go because I'm sure they've had enough listening to me. So if that's okay, then I just need to run through one. I've kind of got most of it right, and then I won't bore everyone else with my mechanics on this side.
Cool, not a problem.
Cool, thanks.
No worries. If everyone else is good and if nobody's got any questions, that's fine. Just let me know if you do have questions. Awesome. Looks like we're good.
Good then, yeah.
Very, very good.
Okay, awesome. Well, I shall speak to everyone soon. And
Good stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks for your time, Sarah. Really, really appreciate it. And have a good barbecue.
Oh, bless you.
Have a good braai.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, guys.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Chat later.
Sarah, could we catch up then tomorrow then? So I can let you go then?
Yeah, just let me know whenever, Darren, you just hit me up.
All right, perfect. I'll see when you're online. We'll catch up then. We'll just run through one coin purchase. Yeah. And then I've got homework to do on the balance of them, as we all said.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Got the rest of Jeffrey's video to watch now, April 23. So it's some more homework.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Speak to you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for listening to me. Thank you, Sarah.
Bye. Bye.